On Mr. Peter Obi of Labour Party, there are one allegation of allocation of Anambra State land to a company belonging to his family and the investment of over $20 million, equivalent to about 30 billion naira in the same company.
Yes, my people, as the hot, it don't happen. No, there's a video going viral now. Now make I say, if I not post and correct this impression, many people go believe these so-called lies from the pit of hell. Because this video now they can't tell now they can't say the skeleton in the cupboard of Peter Obi and Tinubu, because they can't drop many allegations concerning Peter Obi. Say what Peter Obi do, the corruption when he do when he be governor of Anambra State. And I go want, we cannot believe all these lies at all. Make una wait patiently, make Peter Obi come reply them. Yes, when I wait Peter Obi reply them by himself. He that is down, fear no fall. Now Atiku they do so because Atiku know say they don't expose them. Now he won't drag everybody follow and go down because they don't leak his secrets. They don't leak his fraudulent acts. Now make they come now won't drag all candidates go down. Make I not talk too much. Make una watch the allegations just in case if na hear anywhere. Now make una not believe them. When I watch them.
On Mr. Peter Obi of Labour Party, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, serve the people of Anambra State as a governor. There are certain issues of concern that your agencies need to investigate on. If you had investigated them in the past, Nigerians deserve to know the outcome of your investigation. There are one allegation of allocation of Anambra State land to a company belonging to his family, Sabimila Nigeria Limited, the producers of Hero Beer, and the investment of over $20 million, equivalent to about 30 billion naira in the same company when the company allegedly had financial challenges to start productions. 2. Allegations that choice lands were appropriated from the state and given to ShopRite conglomerates in Onitsha, Oka, and Nnewi because he had family investment in the said companies. The allegation of laundering of 250 million in 10 suitcases on October 21st, 2013, found with his driver and in his official vehicle within the premises of his private company, Next Company Limited in Lagos. The cash involved is obviously above the threshold of cash of 5 million that individuals are expected to be in possession of. 4. The allegation of money laundering published on the Pandora Papers on October 4th, 2021. 5. The allegation of mass murder of 25 bodies found in Ezu River between January 19, 2013 and January 20, 2013, and other human rights abuses allegedly perpetrated in the state when he was the governor, using the notorious Nigerian Police Department known as SARS, with office in Okuzu, Anambra State. 6. The allegation of appropriation of funds meant for the 21 local government areas in Anambra State for 80 years without proportionate investments in the various local government areas through the unconstitutional appointment of caretakers for the local government in the pretense that they call to restrain the conduct of the local government elections. But suddenly, that restriction was vacated few days after his successor, Governor Obiano, was elected. 7. Allegation of closure of World Bank funded Anambra State Water Board to pave way for the awards of drilling of hundreds of non-functional boreholes to his friends and cronies in Anambra State. 8. The allegation that he remained a director of Next International, the company that was recently delisted in the United States when he was the governor of Anambra State. In addition to the reasons given by Festus Keyamo SAN for the need for your prompt action and prosecution where applicable, your positive response will assist in strengthening our democratic institutions like yours and also deepen our democracy. If any issue raised above had been investigated in the past by your agency, the report should be made public, while steps should be taken to ensure enforcement of our laws. I am aware that the Supreme Court of Nigeria has consistently held that unless a candidate is indicted by the courts, he cannot be disqualified from participating in any election, any elective position. I also know that we have less than 5 weeks to the presidential election, and as such, it will be practically impossible for the Supreme Court of Nigeria to make any final pronouncement on the indictment of any of the candidates. Therefore, I believe that my demanding for the disqualification of any of the candidates at this point could be considered a show of desperation to stop a candidate that seems to be acceptable to Nigerians to Nigerians, or deliberate efforts to engage in drama meant to entertain myself or constitution of public nuisance. However, I still support the request of the learned say for the investigation and possible prosecution of any of the indicted candidates as a way of sanitizing our electoral system. Finally, our human rights activists like Festus Keyamo should be commended for their courage to remain upright even when they serve in government positions, use government offices, use government paraphernalias to pursue what they claim to be personal ambition. I am a member of the People's Democratic Party, and despite my belief that Mr. Michael Achimugu is a comedian providing comic relief to the tense campaigns at the moment, there is a higher duty of patriotism that selfless activists like Keyamo should be supported at all times, and I'm supporting him at this point. Ultimately, take notice that I support Keyamo in the claims that because this matter is of great national importance, I expect you to act with alacrity and a sense of duty within 72 hours of the receipt of this petition. Take further notice that if you fail, refuse, or neglect to act, I shall be filing a joinder in the proceedings that will be initiated by Mr. Festus Keyamo, SAN, to compel you to act. So, as this is meant to be a support for Mr. Keyamo, I have no plans of filing or initiating any proceedings, but the moment he does, I'll be filing a joinder to be a party to his proceedings. Thanks, gentlemen of the press. Yes, the truth is that we are just enjoying ourselves, because the Supreme Court of Nigeria has consistently, even in Atiku case, even in the El-Rufai case, that he cannot have because if police submits any report now, it's just an administrative indictment. So unless and when the court has indicted any of the candidates, you cannot disqualify the candidate. And you and I know that if a candidate is disqualified by the High Court, he will go to the Court of Appeal. If he is disqualified by the Court of Appeal, he has to go to the Supreme Court. So until the Supreme Court has disqualified the candidate, the reality is that you cannot say a candidate has been disqualified. And I'm equally aware that we have less than 5 weeks to the general election. So if I'm saying that they should be disqualified, I'm just trying to entertain myself or probably constitute public nuisance.
Okay, what if they are not disqualified? Don't you think, what if Keyamo will not go ahead and file the suit from a competent court of law, and then the three of them forge ahead and go into the election with the three candidates, and these agencies you mentioned, they don't investigate them? Do you think it's okay for the system that works?
You see, that's why, consider all these allegations. For instance, if you ask me, I will not be happy if somebody who has been, if you ask me, I will not be happy if somebody who has been convicted of drug-related crime in US emerges as my president. I will not be happy. That's why I'm not campaigning for him. I will not be happy if somebody who has been accused of moving cash of 250 million, no matter how the money came about, if there is a strict liability offense, that is, nobody is expected to have more than 5 million naira cash, and nothing has been done about that, I will not be happy. That's why I'm not campaigning for them. I've acknowledged, delivered to them before I decided to go public. You can see 5 of them, they've acknowledged. You okay? So there are 8.